a story that hit the news yesterday. Late yesterday is Marks and Spencer's decision to sell hijabs for girls as young as 6. They insist all these are not for girls quite as young as 6. They're hijabs that do happen to fit girls as young as 6. Now, hijabs are part of the school uniform for many schools these days, and M&S have been very clear that, well, that's just normal. They sell their uniforms that the schools would like them to sell. However, they are under criticism from not just me, many others, saying the £6 veils that went on sale this summer as part of their school's essential range is basically putting profit over values. Majid Nawaz, who was actually the man who was a founding chair of the counter-extremism think tank Quilliam, points out that M&S is facilitating medievalism by selling children's hijabs in the schoolwear category. Their hijabs are available to children as young as 6 years old. There is no requirement at all in Islam for girls as young as 6 to wear head coverings such as the hijab. So should they be doing it? Is this trying to be all inclusive and PC, but is it actually giving in to a pretty nasty political ideology? Oh, let's talk about this with Ishmael Lee South, who's director of the Salem Project and joins us now. Good morning to you, Ishmael.
Good morning to you, Julia.
Good morning. Now, you will be far more fait with both the Quran and the Hadith books in the religion of Islam, but you will also know as well as I do that there is no requirement for children of primary school age to cover their heads in Islam. So do you think M&S should be selling headscarves to girls of that age?
Okay, my daughter is 9, and I told her she could only wear it if she wants to wear it. So she doesn't wear it when she goes to school. Now, what it is, I believe that when Marks and Spencer decided to do this, they've done this with good intentions, because we have to remember we're living in a multicultural society. And it's nice that Marks and Spencer are selling hijabs. Whether or not, we have to remember young people don't only just wear hijabs to school, they wear it to madrasas, and they also wear it to social functions as well. So I think it's good for multiculturalism, and it's promoting that Britain is accepting that we're living in a multicultural society, as Marks and Spencer's one of the foundation.
Well, lots of people would argue that living in a multi-faith society is very different from living in a multicultural society, and actually, no, the culture that we want to live in is British culture. And if people come to live in this country and are born in this country, they should enjoy all the benefits and the goodness of a British culture, which doesn't involve girls having to show modesty so they don't get sexually assaulted, which is essentially the message behind women wearing head coverings, and essentially the message behind the rather more extreme garments of the burqa and the niqab, which actually cover the face. And again, well, basically you cover yourself so you won't tempt men into sexually assaulting you. Now, the hijab is worn by far, far, far more women and far more Muslim women in the UK, but it's certainly not worn by all Muslim women around the world. Many Muslim women in many Muslim majority countries don't wear the hijab. They certainly don't expect their children to wear it. So it's one thing for a school to say as part of their school uniform that available to girls who choose because of their faith to wear the hijab once they are, say, pubescent, adolescent. But there's no reason, not remotely under your faith, that girls as young as 6 should be wearing the headscarf, is there?
No, it's not compulsory at all.
No, not even not compulsory. It is not even a voluntary option at the age of 6, because the entire point of this headscarf is once a girl becomes pubescent, once a girl enters puberty and therefore becomes supposedly a sexual being, presumably as young as the age of 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, that she must cover her head to show modesty to men. Can you understand why someone like me has a problem with that?
Of course I can, because I've got my sisters, they're feminists, and they tell me all the time. But what it is that we have to remember is not only Muslim women that wear the veil. There's Orthodox Christian women who wear the veil as well, and I've met them.
I've yet to come across an Orthodox Christian woman wearing the veil, and I'd have exactly the same issues with that. Do you think that M&S should be making a veil, this £6 veil, do you think they should be making it for girls, to fit girls as young as 6 years old, yes or no?
Yes, I do, because I think the intention behind it was to promote multiculturalism in the UK. So we have to remember that girls are not only in school, they're in...
No, we're not talking about girls. No, this is actually a school item. Whether they're wearing it in school or not, no 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old has any business covering her head to show modesty to men, do they, in British culture?
In British culture, no, but we have to remember, among British culture, there are many different schools of thoughts. So among British Muslims, there are many different schools of thoughts. There are many British Muslims women who don't veil. The majority don't veil, but there are a minority who do feel They follow a school
but
of
isn't part of the issue that the reason why they vote is actually, there's a lot of concern is from moderate, mainstream Muslims living in this country who are also concerned about this, which is that this is actually a political ideology. This is Saudi Wahhabism. This is a medieval, nasty ideology that's got nothing to do with the Quran, nothing to do with the worship of Allah, and this is actually just about controlling girls, controlling women, and seeing them as second-class citizens. This is an expression of political ideology by parents rather than an expression of devotion to Allah.
But like I said, I believe a lot of the Muslim moderates who came on against this, I believe, majority have jumped on this bandwagon for opportunism to promote themselves because they're becoming irrelevant. This is my personal view.
Who are becoming irrelevant?
Well, the so-called moderate Muslims who are attacking this, because I believe we have to remember that the Marks and Spencers have not a good reputation with the Muslim community.
Why not?
Because of their affiliations to Israel. So Muslims who are pro-Palestinians are against. They've been promoting boycotts to Israel, to Marks and Spencers for decades. So I believe them doing this is promoting some form of mending within communities, and it's probably the way I'm looking at it. Yes.
So people in the Muslim community have a concern about a major department store and supermarket because they've got affiliations with the only proper democracy in the Middle East. Yeah.
Well.
Name another thriving democracy in the Middle East.
Like I said, I'm not a politician. So what I'm saying is this is a reality. And so I look at this as a step forward.
Well, I think M&S may have to choose. They may have to make a choice between customers like me and customers who want to promote a medieval political ideology that's got nothing to do with people being able to respect their religious beliefs. Ishmael Lee South, thank you very much for that, Director of the Salem Project. Reactions, please. Dr. Ellie Cannon and James Price to this. They've been joining me all morning. James Price?
Yeah, well, the reaction in the studio here to hearing that, I wonder how long it would take to go and blame Israel for something. But, I mean, maybe this is just a wider manifestation of the growth of anti-Semitism we've seen this year, that it's now acceptable to say that it's okay for a shop to sell 6-year-old hijabs because otherwise Israel is bad.
Yeah, I have to say, it was quite bizarre. That was what Ishmael was saying was the reasons why other people would be concerned. Ellie Cannon?
Yeah, I mean, I'm absolutely speechless that we've actually just had that conflation. And also there's a massive confusion there between the fact that Marks and Spencers was founded by Jewish owners and now that they support the Zionist cause. So I am almost falling off my chair, I'll be honest.
Let's talk about something I'd like to say a bit light. This is another the world's gone mad story. Front page of the Times today. We know about student unions. They're always banning something. They're no platforming people. You're not allowed to. Now, fair enough, people aren't allowed to black up for fancy dress. I agree with that. There's a reason the blacking up was there as a way of mocking black people, absolutely. But you're not allowed to dress up as things that cultural appropriation. We've been told off for wearing Mexican hats, sombreros, and goodness knows what. Now, the University of Kent Student Union has decided to ban people wearing cowboy and Indian outfits in fancy dress parties. Is there anything you can wear to a fancy dress party anymore, Ellie?
I mean, I'm quite worried because I actually did once dress up as a cowboy for a fancy dress.
Racist.
I mean, the brilliant thing about this is cowboys have been put in the list with Harvey Weinstein and Jimmy Savile.
And Nazi uniforms.
I mean, this is how ridiculous. I'm finding it very difficult to be the liberal in the room this morning.
Other banned outfits include Crusades, Nazi uniform, priests and nuns, native Indians, IS bomber, Israeli soldier, and the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. I mean, students used to just get drunk and have sex and have fun in my day. That's certainly what I did. There was occasionally an essay being written. What is going on? You're James Price. You're closer in age to students than I am. What on earth is going on? All this banning going on.
Yeah, no, I find it completely ludicrous. Again, why are these students not just getting on with doing work?
The other stuff.
The two stories that we've just had now. It's now acceptable to have a 6-year-old wearing a hijab in Britain in 2018, but it's not acceptable for an 18-year-old to dress like a cowboy. What's going on? It's just crazy.
There is going to be a backlash. The people who are doing this, you are walking into Trump territory here, people. This is going to end badly. I genuinely don't know what's going on in the world. Eddie Cannon, James Price, absolute pleasure to have you with me. Voices of sanity in a crazy, crazy world.